Coming up now on Animal Outtakes, technicians at Mote Marine are working hard to save these sea turtles. Tumors potentially caused by a virus are making life tough for these creatures.
They're prehistoric. They've been around for years, so we need to make sure that they continue to stay.
And you are what you eat when it comes to these pink, beautiful birds.
They actually get their coloration from what the krill eats, so the algae and the things like that.
I get up close with a true Florida icon. Plus, Will Thomas teaches us how to keep the chaos to a minimum when guests stop by for a visit. This and much more straight ahead on Animal Outtakes. Sea turtles have quite a few obstacles to face in life. From pollution to natural predators, it is said that only about 1 in 10,000 might actually make it to adulthood. And now, staff at Mote Marine Laboratory are working hard to fight off a potentially deadly disease in these turtles. They're not sure what causes it, but they've got a pretty good idea how to help them survive it.
We'll bring them over here to the treatment table. What we do here is we take sick or injured sea turtles and we help nurse them back so they can go back out into the wild.
Courtney Hessel is a rehabilitation technician at Mote Marine Laboratory and Aquarium. Here they are treating sea turtles who have fibropapilloma. It's a disease that causes external tumors to grow on the turtles' bodies.
These turtles are quarantined off, as we are not sure if the virus can spread from turtle to turtle or not. So we just make sure to keep them away, so we're just being safe. Fibropapilloma virus is a turtle, well, this particular strain is a sea turtle specific virus. It kind of resembles a herpes virus in humans. Once they have it until we are able to take the tumors off for them. As you can see with Bumble here, he still has some tumors all over his flippers and underneath as well. So eventually we will be able to take those tumors off with a laser and he should be tumor free and be able to go back out into the wild.
But before that can happen, they have to get Bumble's iron numbers back to normal levels, hence the daily injection.
So this is Bumble out of water. You can still see his fibropapilloma tumors. There's different variations. There's black and pink, there's cauliflowery. Sometimes they have smooth ones. Don't necessarily know what they all mean. Usually these cauliflowery ones just mean they're active and they're still growing. But right now we are going to give him an iron injection because what is holding him back from surgery is his blood work. He's a little anemic still, so we are going to give him a little bit of a boost with an iron supplement. Each tumor that is on their body feeds off of their blood supply, so eventually those tumors get bigger and bigger and making the turtles more and more anemic, which just, less red blood cells. It makes them weak, it makes them feel yucky. They don't want to eat, they don't want to swim, they just kind of float at the top of the water, which then puts them in more danger of boats and sharks and whatnot.
It is said that this debilitating disease dates back to the 1930s.
In green sea turtles, it's quite common. Most of the green sea turtles that we get here at Mote do have this kind of virus, and most of them are also right around this same size as Bumble is.
No one knows for sure what is causing the disease, although there are many theories out there.
There's still much more research still needs to be done on it. There's been many theories over the years as far, some say that they get it from eating polluted seagrass or something in the water. Some say that they might have the virus with them at all times, and then when their immune system is compromised, it flares up, and that's when the tumors arise. Because sometimes, you know, we see them in turtles that have had boat strikes, and then they have these little tumors that have popped up, so maybe, you know, trauma. And then these green sea turtles do eat seagrass out in the wild, so if the pollution runoff is running into their food source, then you just never know.
Once a turtle is deemed healthy, it can have the life-saving tumor removal surgery.
So this next turtle we have is Bees. He is much smaller, you'll see, than Bumble is, but he has had his fibropapilloma tumors removed just a few days ago. So when he comes around, you'll look for these little like white-ish patches on his skin. There's one right on his right front flipper where you would think like a shoulder would be maybe, or an elbow, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, when you come around, that was a really big one for him since he's so little. It was bigger than his head. Yeah, so he will be doing a whole lot better, you know, now that that is off of him. This next turtle is Sting. He came from the East Coast as well. He's about the same size as Bees is. And he also had his tumor removal surgery on Saturday. And if you can take a look, where you move this little, take a look right here. So this is like a removal scar right here. And it'll eventually just keep healing and scabbing over. And then it'll go back to normal. It'll be a little bit of a lighter shade than his normal skin color, but then he'll be good to go. And it's only been a few days since surgery, so it still looks a little gnarly. His blood work was also a little bit on the low end for his red blood cell count. He was higher than Bumble, so he was able to have surgery on Saturday still, but we're still trying to help him out a little bit now, especially after surgery. It's pretty taxing on the body, so we just give him a little bit extra help. Now we wait. We give them about a month or so to see if any come back in those spots or if they'll grow new ones. And in that amount of time, if none come back, no new ones grow, his blood work is still good, he'll be able to be released. Ready, dude? You're gonna be mad? Sometimes we get them and they're just so debilitated and so run down by these tumors, they end up giving up themselves. But if they're healthy enough to get here and we're able to do the surgery, our success rate is decently high. Our ultimate goal is just to help this different species survive. I mean, at this point in their life, their biggest predators are sharks and humans, and so we just want to be able to give back to the ones that we might be making sick or we might be injuring, because these guys have been around they're prehistoric, they've been around for years, so we need to make sure that they continue to stay.
If you are out in the Sarasota Manatee area and see a sea turtle in distress, you can call the Moat Stranding Hotline at 888-345-2335. Coming up next, I go all in at breakfast time with these beautiful birds. Here we go, babies. We'll be right back.
I think something happened to my family. I'm scared and lonely. What's going to happen to me now?
Don't worry, Sonny. Our loving staff at Dante's Den will take care of all your pet needs for the rest of your life. A warm bed, toys, great food, walking, and swimming is all at your paw tips. And if you get sick, there is even a hospital and medical staff to help you get well. Dante's Den, continuing the love.
You love your dog, but is he hard to handle? Barking, biting, jumping, chewing, hard to walk? Is your dog aggressive? Have you tried everything and nothing worked? I'm Will Thomas. Dogs are my passion. I can help you with your dog. My methods are so unique, I only need one session in your home. To learn more, look at my website, willthomasdogwhisperer.com, or call me at 941-377-0243. I can help you fast.
These last few months have been challenging for everyone, especially me. I've walked many, many miles. I learned new tricks. I lost my afternoon nap time. I've stayed up many nights watching movie after movie after movie. I'm suffering from cabin fever. I'm in need of a renewed spirit.
Dante's Den is the perfect boarding solution for your dog, whether it's an overnight, short, or extended stay. Dante's offers the convenience, amenities, and overall luxury your pet is seeking. Spacious, air-conditioned dens have private patios, overlooking scenic pool and lakeside views, a sparkling pool with fountains to play in, surrounded by chaste loungers and a staff that will cater to their every wish. To make a boarding reservation for your pup, call us at 941-219-3730. It's a bird that captures the imagination, the flamingo, known for its long legs, its bright pink feathers, and its curved neck. We got the chance to get up close to these sophisticated looking birds to help feed them for breakfast. And I'm happy to say they did use their manners. Well, Kaylee,
Yeah.
this is a true Florida icon. I'm sorry, I'm not moving fast enough here. Okay, this is breakfast.
Yep, so these are our 23 American flamingos. So a lot of people don't think that these guys are actually native to Florida, but they can be found in parts of South Florida, so they're really awesome. So they really are a true Florida
Here you go,
icon.
babies. Here you go. There we go.
Yeah, so do you know what a group of flamingos is called?
I don't have
It's
it.
a flamboyance.
Oh.
Yes, so welcome to ours.
Okay.
Yep, so there are 6 species of flamingo. 2 of them are going to be found over in the old world, which is going to be like Asia and Africa and over there. And then the other 4 are going to be found in the new world, which is going to be considered North and South America. So this here is the American.
Here we go, babies.
The others are going to be the greater, the lessers, the Andean, the Chileans, and the Jamenses. So there's different species of these guys.
And they are extremely gentle.
They are.
I was
yes,
expecting to
believe it or
miss a
not.
couple of fingers here,
They
but
are really gentle. These guys are what we call filter feeders. So when they're in the water, the way that they're actually going to find their food is by kind of stomping the mud up, and they're going to get the krill and all of the shrimp and the things that are in the kind of the mud and stuff, and they're going to filter their mouths across it. And if you look at their tongues, if you can get a look at their tongues, they have like little kind of like, I don't know really how to call it, like hooks and kind of things to grab onto those. So they're really awesome. Now a lot of people think that they get the color from the krill, but they actually get their coloration from what the krill eats, so the algae and the things like that. Yeah, these guys can live up into their, in the wild, around 30 or so, but in human care, they've been known to live up into their 60s.
now the interesting thing is, Kaylee, as our viewers can now see, it's a little chilly in Florida.
It is. Yeah, so they don't mind that at all. They actually love the cooler weather. I mean, it gets really hot down here in Florida, you know, gets up to the hundreds during the summer. So this nice kind of cool off, this is our first cool off of the year, really. And it's pretty nice. They seem to enjoy it. They'll huddle together at night in the water, but they love it. So some of these guys have a little bit more of like they kind of want to be left alone, where some of these guys are going to be up kind of in your face and things like that. And they all have names. So let's see if we can find, where's Kazi?
Of course, we have a few little bottom eaters here. Who have we got in and amongst the flamingos?
So the little white birds, those are ibis. So those are all wild. They fly here in every single morning. So they don't live here, but you know, they get free food some mornings. The flamingos have been here since like the 60s. The Jungle Gardens has really been known for having flamingos. And it's one of the few places in Florida, if not the only, that you can actually feed flamingos. These guys are actually protected under the Migratory Bird Act, being that they are native to Florida. So anywhere like in the wild, it's actually illegal to touch them or interact with them.
Okay, guys, easy. We're
really
getting a little
awesome
chompy
place.
here. You know, Kaylee, I'm a little bit older than you are, and when I used to come down to Florida as a young girl, we used to see flamingos everywhere. And of course, now they're only in certain areas.
Right.
And it begs the question, they're such marvelous creatures, but why are we interested as part of the ecosystem that they continue?
Yeah, so these guys do a lot of good for the environment with, you know, helping the way the marshes work and things like that. So their numbers are declining. All species of flamingos, their numbers aren't doing great. Habitat loss is a huge one of those. And then also human flamingo conflict, believe it or not. These guys can live in flocks of thousands and thousands of animals. So not everyone likes to have thousands and thousands of flamingos around, but they do so much good, and they're just amazing. And I think that this really helps build like the animal-human bond together to get them to understand how amazing they are.
But you know, I've been bumping into them just a little bit.
Yeah.
They are as soft as can be.
They are.
Very soft. And they are very hungry, and they're getting a little more demonstrative here.
Yes, this is their morning
they were showing their manners before, but that's gone out of the pond, as they say. We'll be right back with more Animal Outtakes after the break. If you're a dog owner, you may have a pup that gets a little rowdy when the doorbell rings. The dog gets excited and has no interest in listening to your commands. Well, Will Thomas is back again, this time showing us a different way to combat the chaos that ensues when friends come to visit. Let's take a look. Will, we all have company. They come to the house, they ring the doorbell. They would like to get inside without being attacked, but it never really happens that way. How do you handle that?
I understand. Most dogs have been trained to be excited when the doorbell rings, so they're going to be really excited. They come rushing out and they jump on everybody that comes in. So if you can get in between your guests and your dogs and put your back to your guests and push towards your dogs, make a little space, and the dogs understand that. If you just yell at them or tell them no bark or no jump, they're not listening. They're crazy, they're happy, excited. So you just get in between and back them off a couple of times, and you'll see that in our video today, that it actually claims some space around your guest. And then your guest can stand there and you can shake hands and hug and talk, and then the dogs can be second instead of first.
Well, that's a little hard for me. I like them to be first, but I understand because a lot of our friends don't understand that concept.
Some people don't like dogs, or they just don't want them jumping on their nice clothes, or they've got blood thinners and they tear their skin. So we just have our dogs be a little bit more mannerly, and when we show them in a way they can understand, they'll actually learn. So you only have to do it a few times, and before you know it, the dogs are behaving better at the door because they've learned, oh, that's what you want, and they do that. Thanks for coming over. See how good they're being? Yeah. They're really good, aren't they?
So what is it that you're doing, Will?
Well, I just claimed some space so that they give her some space to walk in and not jump on her. When you create a little space in a way the dogs understand, they'll do it. They'll give you space. And notice they stop jumping on you right away, and now they're relaxed. A lot of people, it's unmannerly. It's also, a lot of people are on blood thinners. Their nails cut their skin or hurt their clothes, or it's just not okay. So I'm just creating a little space around our guest, and they're giving us our space.
And how do you recommend people at home would practice this?
Kind of just the way we did. Just get in between the distraction and back the dogs away. When you do that, they understand exactly what you're saying. You're saying, get out of here. It's none of my business, none of your business. If you talk to them or tell them anything, they might misunderstand you. But if you just show them, they understand. The more respect you have from your dogs in general than anything you do, they're going to do it for you. And they'll do it for you next time and next time. You don't have to do it every time because they already got the point. So you see if I just get in here? And you can do it yourself too. Like when they jump on you, take a step towards them. If they jump on you. If they jump on you, step towards them. That's what they do with each other. You know, like if one's bugging the other one, he turn around and step towards them and, oh, okay. And that if you do that, they get it because they understand that body language. And if we use body language, we don't confuse the dogs. Hi. So that's our friend Bear. I'm just gonna back him off. And see, now he gives you some space. You very happy, puppy? As long as he's on the ground using his nose, that's a good sign. But when he jumps up and gets too pushy, that's when we back him off. And you don't have to say anything, you don't even make eye contact, you just do it. And see, now he's keeping all four on the floor. He's trying to be respectful, he's happy because he just got out, so that's all good. That was fun, that's good. Oh boy, now you can pet him. Yes.
Will, so we saw a little success in the house.
Yeah.
But you know, so many of us have fenced-in yards and we just love our dogs to be out there, but the same thing happens.
I understand. We're going to try to set up a similar scenario where they're barking, a dog is barking at the fence towards a dog who's outside the fence. And it's kind of the same thing. You get up to the fence, put your back to the outside dog, the threat, the perceived threat, and then you push your dog away from the fence, facing your dog. And he's probably going to go right around you, and you're going to move over and do it again, do it 2 or 3 times, and he'll say, oh, you don't care about that dog out there, or that golf cart, or whatever it is that's out there that's causing him to bark. If you can put your back to the threat and push towards your dog, he'll say, oh, you've got control of this. I can relax now. That's what we're trying to pitch to your dog.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's see if it works.
Bear, come here.
So once we claim the distraction, then we let the dog reapproach. And if the dog's still barking at it, we claim it again. Putting our back to the distraction tells the dog it's none of their business, and they can start to relax. See, ready to go back in the house.
Well, Will, you certainly make things look easy, and I know that they're just a tad bit harder than they appear to be. Agreed?
Agreed, But one of the biggest things is trust and respect. When you build trust and respect back and forth from your dog, they'll take direction from you. You have to come across like the coach, the one that really knows more than them about whatever it is. And when they get that calm confidence in you, they respond right away. And the dogs you've seen me working with on this show are usually new to me, so they've never seen me. They've only seen my strong side. They've never seen me having a bad day, so they just think this guy's cool and we'll do whatever he wants. So you have to impress upon your dog at home that you're super cool, and whatever you want, they should do. You're not going to appear super cool if you're yelling at them all the time. You're going to appear insane, and they won't always listen, and they won't learn. So relax, be calm, and claim your space.
We'll be right back.
I think something happened to my family. I'm scared and lonely. What's going to happen to me now?
Don't worry, Sonny. Our loving staff at Dante's Den will take care of all your pet needs for the rest of your life. A warm bed, toys, great food, walking, and swimming is all at your paw tips. And if you get sick, there is even a hospital and medical staff to help you get well. Dante's Den, continuing the love.
It's a new year, and we wanted to end today's show with a simple piece of advice for you and your dog. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your mental and your physical health, take a walk together. It may sound simple, but it can have a profound benefit on your relationship. We hope you've had fun and learned a thing or two along the way. We'll be back here again next week with some animals and some wild adventures. Until then, thanks for watching.
So they're
Yes, you are tall. I don't have anything.
They're going to be up underneath their bodies.